Hi, I'm Anne Marie, and I want to grow a food forest. A lot of dreaming has gone into how to use this space. I have become captivated by permaculture designs and want to practice as many of them as possible. I want to create a fertile yard that can grow all kinds of fruits and vegetables, and also just be a beautiful space to spend time in. But currently my yard is far from that. How do I get there? There are 3 steps that we use to start a food forest. But first, who are we? We are the Thompsons. We live in the high desert in Colorado. I'm married to Ben, and we have 2 kids, a girl and a boy. A lot of our lives have changed in the last year as we moved halfway around the world, changed careers, and started a new life. I am now a stay-at-home mom, and I am so grateful for this. So, what are the 3 things we did to start a food forest? First, we observed. We needed to see our yard during different seasons. We moved into our house in the spring, and since then, we've watched our yard as it has gone from summer to fall and to now winter. One challenge I experience with observation is that it takes forever. I don't easily notice every shift in the yard, but I realize it's important to be patient and attentive. It's also tempting to want to force my ideas rather than think about what is actually practical. To be honest, there's still a lot I could observe. As I mentioned, we live in the desert, so I was shocked to learn that there was a decent amount of rain during the summer, but so little since then. I also needed to observe shade, sun, wind, and rain. Shade because those areas may not be suitable for sun-loving plants. Sun because plants can easily be overexposed, especially in a yard that is somewhat bare. Wind because certain areas may leave a plant unsupported and prone to being knocked over. And rain because certain areas might be inclined to puddle more or have more runoff. We are also aware of certain creatures that frequent our yard. We love the rabbits that live there, but aren't eager to plant our garden near them. Also, whatever animal continues to dig these small holes in the ground is a mystery, but I suspect a skunk. Some areas have serious anthills. While it's not an issue this time of year, anthills pop up everywhere in the summer, so I was strategic about where I wanted to put my garden. The second thing we did to start our food forest was map out our yard. So, I'm going to share with you what I did to map out our yard. I started by opening a Word document and created a picture of what our yard currently looks like. So this is our yard. The first thing I did was open Google Maps, and I found the outline of our yard. Google Maps also allowed me to find the different proportions of different things in our yard, from trees to the grass to our house and sheds. So this helped me kind of visualize what our yard currently looks like. Then I created a second map, adding in things I would like to have eventually. And so I have, for example, a path for kids to ride their bike on. I have a garden area, what I'm calling a mini orchard, a fire pit. One thing that we would love to have is a bike course area. Ben, my husband, rides trials bikes, and so he wanted to have an area that he could use to kind of work on those skills, and so he's currently creating that area. But yeah, so this allows me to dream. It allows me to visualize different things that could be. I know that most likely a lot of it will end up changing, or we'll have to get rid of certain expectations. But this is just kind of a base. It's something I can look at and think about what I want to do next. It helps me to be able to visualize where things will fit together. And so that's what I did to map out my yard. The third thing we did to start our food forest was improve our soil. Not all at once. It'll take time and resources. We figured that if we wanted to improve our soil, we need to start by learning the deficiencies. So we decided to test our soil ourselves. We looked at 2 major areas and took 3 samples of each area. We picked out all the rocks and debris and then let the soil dry out. We then used these test containers that we got from Home Depot. We discovered that one area was depleted of phosphorus, but adequate in other areas. The second area was slightly acidic and very high in nitrogen. We decided to heavily mulch the first area in preparation for the spring and just make plans to improve the second area later. These are the steps that we chose to start our food forest. Every step is a learning experience for me. And realistically, I don't have the capacity to change the whole yard immediately. I don't even have a whole day to work on it. But slowly, one step at a time, we move forward. I know it'll require a lot of trial and error. I'll try to share all the mistakes along the way. But I'm working towards a lush garden, and I am confident we will get there. As we get ready for the spring, there are a lot of plans that we are making. Please follow along as we set these plans into motion. Thank you for joining. See you soon.